Murimi, good morning. And what is causing this delay in Parliament?
Good morning, Yusuf. Well, the communication that had come from the office of the Majority Leader in the National Assembly sometime last week was that the names were to be presented to the office of the National Assembly Speaker, Justin Muturi, yesterday. But the Speaker has been out of the country attending a conference in the Seychelles. And of course, it is expected that the names will have now to be presented to his deputy, who also deputizes him in the Committee on Appointments, which is mandated to vet the cabinet secretaries as well as the PSs that will be appointed by President Uhuru Kenyatta for his second term. Remember, the vetting, or the actual vetting, which is the grilling and the interviews, does not begin immediately, because soon after those names have been presented to the committee, there has to be communication to members of the public that has happened, to open the window for 7 days of public participation. This is, of course, in the form of sworn affidavits that have to be filed with the clerk of the National Assembly to then be passed to the committee, adopted or rejected. That, of course, being the names that have been debated by, or the persons that have been interviewed by the committee being admitted in as cabinet secretaries, or the National Assembly rejecting that particular list. So it is expected perhaps that list of the 3 new cabinet secretary nominees will be presented to the Deputy Speaker's office today. Remember, there has been a push and pull between the ruling Jubilee coalition and the minority coalition in Parliament under NASA, which has said that the communication from Honorable Duale sometime last week that the reappointed CSs would not be subjected to vetting is in contravention of the Constitution. Remember, Duale had cited the Public Appointments Act, which gives the procedure for that particular vetting process, but the opposition insists that this being a new cabinet, then everybody that is appointed in the cabinet ought to be subjected to vetting. So it is a discourse that will be ongoing for quite some time as President Uhuru Kenyatta continues reconstituting his cabinet, Yusuf.
Well explained, Murimi. And I'm sure you have sources on the ground. Now that you've mentioned the names of some of the nominees have been forwarded over, or all the nominees have been forwarded over to the Speaker of the National Assembly, should Kenyans expect the vetting process perhaps to start any time from tomorrow?
Well, the first stage in that particular process is the presentation of the names to the office of the Speaker. In his absentia, of course, we expect the Deputy Speaker. But remember, the communication to the members of the public happens through the print media normally, where there will be an advertisement or a paid advert for members of the public to file their memoranda. That, of course, being to give their input on any of the names that will be subject to that particular vetting. So that has to happen for 7 days before the actual interviews, the actual grilling by the members of that committee can begin. So we expect that perhaps once those names have been presented to the office of the Speaker, or